A few years back, a patient of mine came to me telling me that he had a family history of blood clots, and he was very concerned that he was going to eventually develop a blood clot because he actually had had problems in the past for that. And he wanted to know what I practiced that would be helpful to him in preventing those blood clots or helping him to survive them. So we started doing something called ozone therapy. Now this was something that I had recently started in my practice because I discovered the incredible rejuvenating effects of ozone. It does amazing things to the body. And so because of the blood clot issue, we started doing ozone therapy on him. Well, one day, he actually did develop a blood clot that broke off from his leg veins and went into his lungs. And he was very, very ill. He wound up being in the operating room having the blood clots removed, but he had so many clots until the surgeon who did the surgery really didn't expect him to live. He was stunned that he had so many clots in his lungs, to the point that he even texted me a picture of all the clots that he pulled out of my patient's lungs. And he was trying to figure out, how did you survive this? When those clots go to the lung, it cuts off your oxygen supply, and you really should not have lived. So my patient disclosed to him that he'd been getting ozone therapy. And the surgeon said, well, my God, that ozone therapy actually saved your life. Now, the doctor wasn't really familiar with ozone therapy, as many doctors are not. But when he looked into it, he said, wow, I see why you lived. You were getting so much oxygen put into your body until when your oxygen level had been cut off by the blood clots going into your lungs, you had enough oxygen in your system to keep you alive until I was able to get you into the operating room. Now that was an amazing story, and I've had many other stories, but I want to talk with you about ozone therapy. Ozone therapy is O3. That means that it's got 3 oxygen molecules side by side. Oxygen is O2. So I look at ozone as like a super oxygen. When we put that into your body in the form of an IV or injecting into an area where you're having a problem, say a shoulder or a knee joint, or putting you into an ozone sauna, what happens is that your body is flooded with this super oxygen that eventually breaks down into regular oxygen. It goes all throughout your body, all into your bloodstream, into your tissues, into the cells in your tissue, and into the organelles in the cells called mitochondria. Now the mitochondria are the powerhouse. That's what generates energy. Now let me back up for a second because, you know, the human body is designed to heal itself. And when there's disease, there are mechanisms that are present that are supposed to help the body recover. When that doesn't happen, that's when we have disease. What ozone therapy does, by going all the way down to the mitochondria in your cell, is provide the energy that your body needs in order to fight off whatever it is that's bothering you. Whether it's an autoimmune disorder like rheumatoid arthritis or lupus or multiple sclerosis, whether it's an infection of any type, bacteria, viruses, parasites, it doesn't matter. There's really nothing that can overcome the effect of ozone. That's the beauty of it. It's completely natural. It doesn't do anything negative. It just helps your body. And we have a display here of an ozone therapy site. We draw your blood when we're doing it this way, and we draw a big syringe of your blood, and then we put it in an IV bag. And then we use a machine called an ozone generator, and we make ozone through that generator, and we put that in the IV bag with your blood. We then run that back through the IV into you. But along the way, we let your blood run through a UV light machine. Now, that's another modality that's incredibly effective at stimulating the blood to be helpful to healing disease or illnesses, autoimmune disorders. So when you get a treatment from me, you're getting a double whammy. You get the ozone, but then you also get the ultraviolet light benefit as well. And the effects are amazing. I have had people just have their lives turned around because their body is now able to heal in a way that it couldn't heal before. And the good news is that there are virtually no side effects. But what it does for the body is absolutely amazing. It doesn't cure anything. It helps your body cure itself. Now, I have a couple of books that are very easy to read. They're in layman's terms. One is an introduction to medical ozone, and then Today's Medicine, The Power of Light. This talks about the ultraviolet light machine, and I want you guys to have these books. So if you would like to get a copy of these books, just call my office and let them know, and we'll get this arranged to be sent out to you, because I want you to know about a modality that comes from God that is amazing in its healing properties.